Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Universe According to Dave. I have a couple of things that I want to talk about today, so please try to stick with the video till the end. This will be probably about 10 minutes. So I apologize for making another Sarasota Tim video, but my channel is about what's on my mind. So what's been on my mind is something that I came across on YouTube, particularly with the Blind Views channel. I don't know the gentleman's name, but he does talk about Sarasota Tim quite a bit. So this is his fault because he got me started on this. So the other day I watched a video, apparently, I watched a video on Blind Views channel about Sarasota Tim. Apparently he's back in Florida, and he was in his Flagstaff camper, his big new camper. And Blind Views was saying he was questioning whether Sarasota Tim still owns that camper or not. And I thought, well, wait a minute, he's in his camper, so how can he not own it? And so I went on to Sarasota Tim's channel and I watched that video, that particular video. Now, here's the thing that is a little suspicious to me, and I'm not saying that this is true or not, I'm just questioning. The video was all inside of his Flagstaff camper. That camper looked immaculate. And I know he just got back from his trip out west, but everything was totally clean in there. And there was no videos from outside of his camper. It was all inside. All of the windows were closed. All of the shades were shut. So the videos that he has taken before in Jacksonville, where he parked that Flagstaff camper, the windows were open. You could see outside. All of his windows were closed, which I kind of thought was a little suspicious. Why wouldn't you open your windows up? The other suspicious thing is, if you noticed, if you watch that video, is that he opened up his refrigerator and he said, I still have a couple of packages of frozen vegetables or something in his freezer. Now, when he opened up that freezer, it was immaculate in there, except for 2 packages of frozen vegetables. If I was going to be gone for a month traveling, out west or wherever, I would have, the natural thing you would have done probably is, especially if you have a camper, is you would have shut down the power, taken everything out of there, and left the doors open a little bit to get some ventilation in that refrigerator. I know a lot of camper videos. I'm not sure about Sarasota Tim's camper, but I know a lot of camper refrigerators are not meant to run continuously like our refrigerators at home. So I find it a little suspicious that, he didn't just turn his refrigerator off. So, the suspicious thing is, did he just put a couple things in that refrigerator to make it look like he's still living in there? I don't know the answer to that. In defense of Sarasota Tim and the suspicious nature of his camper, on the positive side, if Sarasota Tim has got that camper up for sale and all the windows are closed because he doesn't want to show you where it's at, how would he be able to get into it? Would he still be able to get into it if it was parked in some RV parking lot or something like that, like someplace where he's selling it? So I don't know. Who knows? The other thing, so that's that, and you can blame Blind Views for this video. It was just a thought that I had when I watched his video. The other thing that I was thinking about with Sarasota Tim, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm just bashing him. I know there's a lot of channels that are kind of criticizing him, are suspicious about certain things and stuff like that. But, I always want to take something good and positive and learn lessons from people. So, and this comes from one of my yoga teachers who said that any experience that you have, anything that you've read or seen on TV or watched in a movie has the potential for teaching you something. There's a potential for learning if we're open to it, if our minds are open to it, and if our hearts are open to it. So what does that mean? For our minds to be open to receiving some teaching from anything, from an experience, from watching something on television, even on YouTube. We have to declutter our mind. We can't have prejudices. We can't have strong opinions about something. We can't have beliefs about something, because those things kind of color our understanding of certain things. So if we can clear our mind from our prejudices, whether you love Sarasota Tim or you hate him or you're someplace in between, we have to clear out, what we believe about him and see clearly into his videos and what he's said and done on his videos. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I have, and I wrote this down in my journal actually, but I put it on my phone so I wouldn't forget anything. So these are some lessons that I've learned from watching Sarasota Tim over the last year or so. Now, the last probably week or two of videos, I haven't really watched them because I unsubscribed to his channel, but I still get his videos coming up in my feed. And I did go onto his YouTube channel, and I am unsubscribed. So I don't know why, but obviously these things still come up. So this is the first thing that I learned from Sarasota Tim. I learned that, especially if you're retired, but not exclusively if you're retired, we should live free and do what we want to do and travel where we want. And we want to be free to do what we want to do. So, and Sarasota Tim is doing what he wants to do. He's traveling around. If that's what he likes, if he likes to live, in a little camper and stay at rest areas and parking lots and casino parking lots and stuff like that, who's to say that that's the wrong thing to do? So we want to be free to do what we want, especially we don't want to do things around other people's opinions of us. We don't want to do things to satisfy other people. We want to do what we want to do. And on the surface, at least, that looks like what Sarasota Tim's doing. So that's a positive thing. Also, I learned I learned this a long time ago, and I try to do this, but it was a reminder for me to live with integrity and sincerity, and to be sincere about what I say and what I believe in, and know who I am and what my belief patterns are, what my ethical beliefs are. The other thing that I learned through watching Sarasota Tim is another reminder to not lie and not create appearances to satisfy what other people think. The other thing that I learned is to say what you mean and mean what you say, and not to be elusive about things. Like, for example, and again, not to criticize Sarasota Tim, but he's said things like, believe me, believe what I tell you, don't believe what anybody else says to you. And then the next moment he's saying, you can't believe a thing I say. Now, I know that might just be something that he says to be funny, but on the surface, especially if it's on the surface and you haven't watched a lot of his videos before, it might sound like, he's sending me two different messages there. The other thing that Sarasota Tim reminded me, especially with this trip that he took out west, staying at rest areas and gas stations and truck stops and casino parking lots, is to don't waste your time. We only have so much time in our life, so why would you waste your time driving around parking lots and staying at rest areas and truck stops when there's so much beauty in our country today? There's so much beauty all around this country, from the East Coast to the West Coast. We have beautiful national parks, state forests, and beautiful cities and towns along the way. So it's a lesson to me not to waste my time, and to get out there and try to explore as much as I can see with the time that I have left. The other thing that I learned from him is to eat healthy. It's a reminder for me to eat healthy and not to drink so much coffee, not to eat so much meat and junk food. Don't eat food from 7-Eleven, or these truck stop places. That's junk food. I learned to love others and to let others know that I love them, and to love God. and to not just say I love God by just reading from the Bible randomly and then not doing what you're reading and saying to others, especially if we're telling other people to live by the Bible or any other spiritual book. Anyway, those are some of the lessons that I learned. Now, I would like to invite you to comment. Let me know what lessons you've learned from Sarasota Tim. And, please let's not say things like, I learned not to go to the bathroom in a bucket. Really look at some serious life lessons that you could have, might have learned from watching some of these YouTube videos. And the other thing is, I did want to say that my channel is not dedicated just to Sarasota Tim. My channel is for me telling the world what I think about on a daily basis, what I do, what my thoughts are, what I'm, doing on a daily basis, what I'm reading and so forth. So if you're interested in more just Sarasota Tim videos, good or bad, you can watch, the critical channels like Blind Views, Darling. I think even Kevin247, I think, is the channel. He does some analytics with Sarasota Tim's channel and other channels, lot of YouTube content creators. I'm sure there's I know there's channels out there that support Sarasota Tim and stuff. So if you're looking exclusively for that, check out those channels. If you're looking for more like random content, like you never know what you're going to get, then please be a good YouTube viewer and subscribe, like, comment, and maybe even hit the notification button. It's on your screen someplace there. All right, my friends, have a good day. Thank you for watching this all the way to the end. And I did want to finally give a thanks to all the people that have subscribed to my channel. I've said this before, but I have never imagined that anybody would have really subscribed to my channel. So I think I'm around 800 and some subscribers now, and I really appreciate that. I do appreciate all the people that have said positive things, encouraging things, and loving, compassion, kindness. That means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to all of us when we look at those comments and we see that, oh, people are saying nice things. There are good people in the world. All right, my friends, have an awesome day. Thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye-bye.